Alright, we're going to do a video today to show you how to install Windows 10 on a Dell Inspiron 15 M5030 laptop. This laptop has not been tested for Windows 10 by Dell. If you look at the hardware specs of it, it looks like it should work except for maybe the video driver. And this is where people run into a problem. If you start Windows 10 setup on this machine, it will do the first leg of setup where it copies files from the USB stick or the DVD that you're using, and then once the machine reboots, once it gets to the part where it normally detects the display, it'll go to a black screen and it will never recover. It's due to the fact that it can't find a suitable driver for the Radeon Mobility 4200 video that's in this laptop, the video chipset. And the basic Windows 10 driver cannot install as well. So it can't even install in just like your generic VGA crap mode. So setup just sits there. It doesn't it doesn't tell you what's going on, and it won't continue. And most people give up trying to install Windows 10 on this laptop because of it. I'm going to show you today how you can get around this problem. So go ahead and minimize here. Now this is going to take a little bit of time on your part, but once you make, basically what you're going to have to do is fashion your own setup. So your own USB stick or DVD using the we're going to use the official Windows 10 ISO file, and using NTLite, Rufus, the AMD video driver that we're lacking, and the media creation tool for Windows 10, which is what we're going to run first here. I'm going to go ahead and start that up, and we're going to get the install downloading. But what we're going to do is we're going to inject this legacy Windows 8.1 driver into the Windows 10 setup file, and then make our own bootable drive so we can get around this problem. So the first step would be to download the media creation tool. I will leave links in the description for all 4 of these programs. We're going to go ahead and just create an installation media for another PC because I'm doing this on a different computer. This is fine. I want Windows 10 64-bit. And we're going to do the ISO file option here. And we're just going to put that ISO file right on the desktop. This is going to take a couple minutes as it downloads Windows 10 and saves the file. Now while our download for Windows 10 is in progress, I'm going to go ahead and minimize it. You're going to go ahead and grab that latest legacy Catalyst driver that works for Windows 8 for the Radeon Mobility 4200. Again, the link will be in the description. We're going to go ahead and run this file. I'm going to extract it to a temporary location, which in my case, I'm going to put it in htemp AMD. So you just extract this file out. Now the setup is going to go ahead and run after it's done extracting all of the files here, but we don't actually want to install it. Alright, so we're just going to close out of the setup once it comes up here. So cancel it. Yes. We're going to go ahead and look at the extracted files here. So it made an AMD folder, then the legacy folder, and that's it. So what we're really interested in is the packages folder, and then the drivers folder, display, and this W86A_INF. We don't need to do anything with this directly. We'll be actually injecting this using NTLite once our ISO file gets downloaded. Now during this process of the Windows 10 media tool downloading the file, as well as when we're running NTLite, if you're using an antivirus, you might want to temporarily disable your antivirus. If you're using Windows Defender, you're going to want to go into settings and actually turn Defender off. I've already done that. If you look in my Windows Defender here, I've turned it off temporarily. The reason is when working with this large ISO file, Windows Defender will continue to scan it, and when NTLite makes our new ISO to install on the Dell laptop, it will slow down the process quite a bit. So if you want to go ahead and disable your antivirus temporarily, just don't forget to turn it back on, then that will make the process go a lot easier. Okay, once the ISO file's been created here, it's on our desktop, we can go ahead and finish this. Media tool, close out. And you're going to want to go ahead and double click on the Windows ISO file. And what this will do is mount it to a virtual drive. This is built into Windows 10. It should automatically mount it to a virtual DVD drive for you. Now, what we're going to want to do here is copy the entire set of files here, everything, to our temporary folder. In my case, it's htemp, and I'm just going to make a new folder and call it Windows 10 or Win10. There we go. We're going to go ahead and paste all those files in there. This is so we can work with it in NTLite and inject the AMD video driver that we need, so that setup will get past that black screen problem. I'm going to go ahead and launch NTLite while we're waiting on that to extract. I'm going to go ahead and remove my history here. We won't need that. And once the files are done copying, we are going to go ahead and add an image folder and point it to that same temporary folder that you just extracted Windows 10 to. So we're going to go in the Windows 10 folder here where we had everything pasted in. We're going to select the folder, and that will bring up the Windows 10 contents here. Now in my case, I was installing Windows 10 Home, as that Dell laptop qualifies for a free upgrade. It comes with Windows 7, I believe, Home Edition. So it qualifies for a Windows 10 Home Edition upgrade. Now if you had Pro in there, you could do the Pro. We're going to do the Home Edition. So we're going to go ahead and right click on this Windows 10 Home and click on Load. It's going to warn you that it has to convert it to a standard WIM format. That's fine. Just go ahead and hit OK. And this process will take a couple minutes. Again, if you have your antivirus on, it will take considerably longer. So we'll come back after it is done loading the ESD for Windows. All right. A few moments later, NTLite should have loaded the Windows 10 Home Edition here that we want to modify and inject the driver to. It will change over to the next screen automatically here. You can see it's exporting the original ESD to a WIM file here. And now it's mounting the new install WIM image here. You'll get a couple different progress bars here. All right, now once it's been loaded, you'll get some new options over here on the side. The one we're interested in is the drivers section. So if you click on drivers and click the drop down here for add, you want to add a folder with multiple drivers. And then you're going to browse to wherever you extracted the AMD driver to. And you're going to go into that drivers display W86A_INF folder. And you're just going to select the entire folder here by using the select folder option over here. And then if you expand this, you'll see that there's 3 different drivers here that it's found. That's fine. That's what we want. And that's all we need to do. If we go ahead and hit apply down here at the bottom and check the create ISO option. And what we're going to do is we're going to save this new ISO to our desktop folder, and we're just going to leave it ntlite.iso. That way we know the difference between. The label doesn't matter here. I'm just going to leave it ntlite as well. And then up here in the left-hand corner, you're going to click on the process button. And then it's going to warn you it's going to start applying all the pending changes. Go ahead and click yes. And this will take a few moments while it processes our driver changes and injects them into the new ISO that it's creating. During this process, you'll see a couple different progress bars here as it creates the new WIM file. First it injects the drivers, creates the new WIM file, then exports the WIM file with the new AMD drivers integrated into it, and then the last part, it will actually create the ISO file. Alright, it's creating the ISO file. Now that that's finished, now if you want to make a DVD to install on the Dell laptop, you can either just right click on this and burn disk image, and that'll use the Windows disk image burner to burn a bootable DVD to install Windows 10. The setup will no longer hang on the second section of setup in the black screen. It will continue on to setup and actually finish and install. I'm actually going to show you how to do the USB drive, as that seems to be a little quicker and a lot more convenient, at least for me. So we're going to go ahead and close NTLite here, and we're going to launch Rufus. And I don't actually have a USB stick plugged in, so let me find one that's appropriate here. Alright, I have a USB drive. You're going to need one at least, I believe, 5 gigs or larger in size. The only thing we need to do here is we need to make sure this create a bootable disk using FreeDOS is checked, and click this little button here to load our new NTLite image. Make sure standard Windows installation is checked. The new volume label, you can leave it NTLite or you can call it Win10, whatever you wish to call it. Everything on this drive will be the drive will be formatted, so you will lose everything in this drive, so make sure you're using a blank one or one that you have that you don't care if it gets formatted, because you're going to lose everything on it. Go ahead and click start. It's going to warn you again that everything is going to be destroyed on that drive, and this will take a little while. Again, it'll be faster with your antivirus off, but it's going to now make a bootable Windows 10 installation using that NTLite injected ISO file there with our AMD Catalyst legacy driver in there, which will install on the Dell laptop, and you will no longer have a problem with the Radeon Mobility 4200 driver. So I hope this helps a lot of you. I know I bought a laptop at the pawn shop for like 40 bucks. I bought a 5030 Dell Inspiron, and I thought something was wrong with it at first. Windows 7 would install on it fine, Windows 8 would install on it fine, Windows 10 would not install. Now, some people do not have this problem if they upgrade from Windows 7 or 8 with the legacy driver already installed, as it seems like Windows 10 picks up on it and then uses that driver. But I always like to do a fresh install of Windows 10 anyway, so that really wasn't an option for me. And it was frustrating. I could not figure out why the setup wasn't running. In a quick Google search for Inspiron 5030 Windows 10 setup black screen, had a whole bunch of results of people with the same problem. And after I found that it was the Radeon driver causing the issue, that's when I decided to go this route, and this works like a charm. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you liked the video, hit like. If you want to subscribe, I do random videos, so it's not like most of them are technology based, but not all of them. So it's not like I pander to one certain audience. But yeah, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. If this helped you with your laptop, shoot a comment down below. I love to hear back from people. Thanks. Bye.